Yeah, 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 I can relate. There's so many miles, so many bills, but how many plates? I got 50 on me, but that ain't gon' give me all of the states. No, I ain't take K, but I swear that it feel like I'm doing the race. Hey, do you relate?
I can relate. I'm pulling my weight and I'm making it happen, I'm making it shake. I'm not juvenile, I don't want kids, yeah, I do not play. Cause I don't like games, I've been on my grind, I don't need a break.
Yeah,
hey, do you relate?
Yeah, cause I can relate. I gotta make double and fries, but really I wanted a steak. That extra 1050 I'm saving, I'm putting that bitch in the safe. I'm lying for real, I'm hitting my plug, I'm getting the eighth. I know you relate,
I can relate. I bought the bottle, hit it for throttle, can't feel my face. He want my time, he want my number, I gave him a fake. Gave him a smile, he swapping his card, he taking the bait. Hey, do you relate?
Hey, do you relate? Hey, do you relate? Hey, do you relate? Hey, do you relate? Hey, do you relate?
I can relate, I can relate.
Hey, do you relate?
I can relate, I can relate.
Hey, do you relate?
Yeah, I can relate, yeah, I can relate.
Hey, do you relate?
I can relate, I can relate.
Child. I hate technology.
I hate technology.
I'm telling you, I really do hate technology.
So we just recorded
Like
the most,
literally 25 minutes of an iconic ass podcast stuff.
Yes, we were talking about trans issues.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about drag.
These homophobic straight people.
That was going very well.
It was actually really insightful. It was going well. We were really bouncing ideas off of each other. And the computer bounced an idea off of us.
Yeah. She said, let me show you one. So I think we should save that for next week because that was a great conversation. I think we'll come refreshed.
Yes, I agree with you.
I think people will still love to hear what we have to say. We do talk about these things often, so.
Yeah, I definitely think it will. Y'all will enjoy it next week. But as for this week, we're definitely giving a laid back and chill because we were fighting a lot of things trying to record this episode.
Yeah, we were fighting a lot of things. This is to repeat myself. Not that anyone else has heard it, but this is our this is our first time recording in the same room. So we were just trying to get some things figured out.
Cause we're here for oh my God, Bubba's birthday.
Oh yes, my doggy's birthday. Yeah, I just got back into town. We both been doing our content, working all week.
Cause you was at a show.
I was at a show. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. I went to a show. I threw up. It was a mess. The show was iconic. The cast was iconic. Shout out to everybody in Pittsburgh. Thank y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all don't understand the pain that we are experiencing. This episode was so good, and we just got super into detail. My Uber driver was weird. He was whispering, and what did he say?
Oh my God! First of all, you said he came to pick you up in a fucking Ford F-150.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. The white man in the Ford F-150, 2:00 in the morning, never a good thing.
And you said that that someone had
told me a girl had died. I'm like, girl, I don't want to be the girl dying because I'm over here in my boobs and my butt, and
And then you also said that he told you that someone robbed him
at gunpoint.
You say he was talking like this.
He was talking like this. He was really low.
I was like, ma'am,
that shit ain't cute.
Wow. But also you said that you were. Oh yeah, you said the show was good. You were backstage. Oh, you just said that, y'all. See, we are.
We don't even know anymore. And also, when we started, we had a simple one little margarita, with 2 shots in it.
2 shots of tequila.
And I think that our technical difficulties have completely eradicated all inebriation.
Oh yeah,
in my bloodstream.
I'm very aware. I'm very aware. Okay.
Oh, my pussy's not on fire. The flame has been knocked out. Wow.
Wow. I'm telling you right now, that spinning wheel of death is just really something that's. I think computers can be queerphobic too.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what it was. He was just the computer was like, you faggot.
So normally my webcam is covered, and I'm looking at it right now, and it's uncovered, and I bet you
somebody was
Putin.
Oh, I already knew it.
You okay?
I already knew it. Putin.
It's Putin, child. Why is that his name? That's
Putin.
Well, let me not judge because I don't clearly.
You say he be Putin?
He be talking shit. But wow.
I think, you know what? I think we should still You want to still do it?
Yes.
We already here. You might as well do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We might as well do it. It's just giving,
Yeah.
I think. So you want me to start with mine first?
Yeah. Welcome to the content corner.
Yeah. Welcome to the content corner. Yeah.
Y'all, this is the most ghetto episode we're gonna have. So just get
used to this shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had started up. Well, it's the
don't
content
get used
corner
to it.
here. Yeah, please don't. So we were okay. So I brought my content corner was just me noticing. Of course, we saw that Medea had her whole homecoming thing on Netflix and stuff. So I was just saying that it's very interesting how a lot of very religious people, religious Black people, Christians, eat Tyler Perry up. They love it. When those same people have an issue with drag performers. You know, they have, I'm just like, but at the same time, no shade, but Tyler Perry is literally in drag right now.
A drag queen. Tyler Perry is a goddamn drag queen.
So it's like,
Tyler Perry, you're a drag queen.
he gonna try and cancel that shit like he did the Boondocks. Anyway, but yeah, I think it's very interesting to watch them like jump through hoops, and it's like he got on makeup, got on wig, the same shit that y'all be mad at drag performers for having on. So I'm just like, I don't. But I made the point and said that I might as well just stop talking about like it's a past tense, bitch. I'm making a point and I'm saying that that they will literally find a way. As long as it's wrapped up in like, yeah, Jesus, come to Jesus. They can find excuses for a lot of things. I also was saying that my parents hated cursing, the idea of cursing. They hated hearing it. But it gave it a pass as long as it was, we watching Medea. It's it's godly. We're watching something about Jesus.
Yeah.
There's love.
And I was saying that with Martin Lawrence playing Shanae, and just like any time that there is someone who is known to be heterosexual playing a drag anytime that there is a Black heterosexual man in drag, y'all will go up for it, pretending as if you don't know RuPaul and gay people exist. You bitches watch Love and Hip Hop, and RuPaul's Drag Race is in those commercials. You see queer people, you decide to ignore it and pretend like it's something gross, when actually the queer people you see on TV have more goddamn sense than half the bitches that y'all accept. I'm a little aggressive today, y'all, because we just came. We was trying to be nice too. We was being so nice. We were saying, now it's time to drag, because I'm pun intended. Let me get the brushes. Let me get the beat. It's just I just think that is absolutely ridiculous. And Tyler Perry is a drag queen. Period. Tyler Perry's a drag queen, and that is fucking K. But stop pretending as if Tyler Perry and his art is valid, and completely
like
erasing
art is not. Exactly.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Also, we getting through this content corner. I also don't play with me. Your content corner was cool too. I feel like we could just do a very,
Okay, let's do it. So my content corner is something that I saw on TikTok by TikTok user, I don't remember their name. That is I do not remember their name. No, I truly don't know their name. But there was a show on the BBC called We Are Black and British. I'm assuming it's a new show, and this was the first episode, and it was a conversation between Black British people discussing transgender children in schools at a young age. And there was a lady there who said she doesn't feel like kids at the age of 5 should
know that they're gay or straight.
Know that they're gay or straight. There was another lady who said that transgender and gay is all the same umbrella.
Yes. And I was like, yeah. Well, the guy had responded and said that it's completely they're different things. Like they're different things. Yeah. But I really want these people to just admit that they're just transphobic and homophobic instead of trying to jump through these hoops and validating their shit, but it's hypocritical, especially when like straight people know what they were into from a young age. We seen y'all fucking, kissing in the hallways when we was in school, holding hands and shit. Y'all knew what y'all wanted. Y'all knew who you were from a young age. I think a lot of homophobic people hide behind this idea of, oh my God, the children, what about the children? You're sexualizing the children. It's just like, girl, like crushes, you're talking about simple crushes.
Yeah. Like,
how are we jumping from like crushes or knowing what you're romantically attracted to or physically? Like, we're jumping to sex, And it's the, what you call it? I was to say reboot. Reboot of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yep.
There were some people on Twitter who had an issue with Ashley, I think, some character expressing that she was queer. And they're just like, oh my gosh, how are you doing this? First of all, you shoving LGBT stuff down her throat. And she's 12. How does she know that? And it's just, how does she know that already? It's like, what did y'all know at 12? Yeah. And then the character was doing the same kinds of shit in the original show, and she was this. Yeah, she was straight. So they weren't having these conversations. It was like she was young, still exploring stuff with boys and stuff. Yeah. And that was okay. But when she's doing she's doing it with girls, it's like, oh my gosh, you're shoving it down our throats. It's like, bitch, like what?
It's all bullshit. To the girls sitting at the table on the show that we were just, what is it? We're Black and British. Yeah. The one who said children shouldn't know if they're gay or straight as a kid. Crazy. Bitch, I'm sorry to tell you they do know.
They do know. And based off of how adults in their life speak about queerness and act, that will let you know if you'll know or not. That will let you know, they'll tell you if they feel comfortable opening up to you or not. Yes. And I think some people think, especially you see all these new laws and stuff in Texas and Florida. Yeah. Like, I think some people think that if you don't speak about queerness, it'll just disappear. Yeah. If I act like I don't know what's going on with my kid or whatever, it just won't be there anymore. I'm just like, that's not how sexuality works, mamas.
Yeah. The kid's gonna be who the fuck the kid is. Yeah. You could The kid's gonna be who the fuck the kid is. You could take your son to Nike and Liz. By the time they get older, bitch, that shit's over. That's why we give the kids the controller. Drag is drag, trans is trans, and gay is gay. Lesbian is lesbian, bi is bi, pan is pan. Like, please, these are all different fucking things. And it's real. I just think it's very weird that people would rather live in fear than take the time out to like learn about things. But of course y'all don't, because y'all only do it when it's your relative. And then even when it's your relative, you're either passive aggressive or say things like, oh, I don't care about your lifestyle. I'm taking that as you literally don't care. You should care, bitch. You should learn about our lifestyle and learn who we are and learn who we love and learn how we think, so that you can step outside of your own like self-absorbed box of what you think things are supposed to be.
Yeah. And it's just like you said, like, you should care, especially if it's coming from people who's like, oh no, I love you so much, like, we're family, I love you. It's like, okay, but do you, Yeah. Like, especially if you're just trying to get me to be palatable and bite-sized for you to be able to tolerate. It's like, nah, that's not what love, in my opinion, that's not what love
is
like.
Exactly. and then it's like it's okay to unlearn things, but like you have to put your ego aside to unlearn them. I'm one of those people where, depending on the topic, I may not want to necessarily hear it at the moment, and I understand that, but I'm not going to be ignorant in hindsight once I step outside of myself to say, bitch, let me learn about whatever it may be.
Yes. Especially, and it really annoys me. I make this point often, but it really annoys me when it's coming from, like, especially because I'm black. When that shit comes from black people, and you'll hear them say the same exact kinds of things that like racist white people say about black people. It's just like, you're shoving it down our throat. Y'all are too sensitive. Like, it's the same exact shit. And I'm just like, how can y'all not hear that y'all sound exactly the same like these racists when y'all talk about queerness?
It's gross. And it's so crazy because when we get in their face, it's like, it's so clear as day for us to see that, and it's hard for me not to instantly resort to like calling you a
dumb ass nigga.
Because it's like, hello. How can you, hello? Hello? How can you get it from your perspective but not even take
5 seconds to think about
five
it?
fucking seconds? Like listen to us when we're speaking. But I'm happy that we're kind of like talking about everything now. I do think again, I just want to shout out to the guy who was on the BBC. I'm not sure his name. I have to go back and watch the YouTube episode, but I just really love that he said drag is drag, trans is trans, and gay is gay, because these things are important. Your sexuality is different from your job, is different from what you identify as. And these are all different fucking conversations. So to the bitch who said that we got to put them under the same umbrella, you need to take a step back and use that brain.
If it's there.
Use that brain if it's there. I don't know how many mouses on them wheels. I don't know if them wheels done fell off.
No, them hamsters is tired.
There must be spinners, and the hamsters done spin the fuck off the goddamn wheel.
Them hamsters, they're
It's not 06.
It's not. And it's just like, wow, it's 2022. Like, damn, there's so much information at your fingertips.
And people are telling you.
And you're like literally in their face, like a racist white man telling a black person about their experience. It's like, y'all need to really sit and look at, like you said, take a step back and look at what you're actually doing to people. You know? But it's just, like I said, I wish that they would just be like, I'm transphobic, I'm homophobic. Like, just say that shit, because that makes more sense than what you're trying to tell. You're trying to convince.
You're gaslighting the shit out of a whole community. Like, literally, that's what the entire shit is based around, gaslighting the shit out of us. The moment you say something to us about the book, we start asking questions out of genuine, okay, let me, you know how many people who are like, who went through like we've talked about this, and I don't know how comfortable you feel talking about like stuff like this, but just in terms of like the whole ex-gay thing or trying to conversion. You know how many people went through that shit? And y'all don't even give these motherfuckers the simple respect to answer one goddamn question. At any age, whatever you're trying to say, well, how come this? If God loves everybody, how come he doesn't love me? Like, there's so many questions I'm sure kids have asked, and you bitches don't even take 5 seconds. Like, that is like, and these are grown people. Like, I know we're young adults, but I'm like, what? I hate to play devil's advocate, but it's like, okay, part of me says, okay, I understand you grew up in a different world, but I feel like now with the resources accessible, y'all got to break out of that shit, because the difference between y'all and that, because we have ideologies from our upbringing that we probably may be harder for us to let go. Maybe
there are certain things I have to let go. You know, certain things I'm still unlearning. Yes. I just think that that's a warning to me. It's just like looking at certain older people, because some older people are very like, so that's seeing older people like that is a warning to me, because I'm like, I don't want to be ever so stuck in something. I'm gonna be stuck in atheism, whatever. That's my thing. But what I'm saying in general, I don't want to be stuck in a perspective, and someone who is like suffering is telling me, hey, like, look at it from this way, and I'm just gonna be like, no, whatever. So like, seeing older people like that is a warning to me, where it's like, it might be comfortable to stay in what you know forever, but to evolve might be a little, uncomfortable. But that's kind of where I want to be, like evolution and learning shit. And, especially if it's an entire community, saying, hey, like, we're suffering. This is what's going on. Can you please like listen to our perspective? I want to be able to have the maturity to be like, okay, I didn't understand, I didn't, there's certain things I didn't understand when I was younger, but even then I was like, I'm gay. And like,
and you knew at a young age.
I knew, but I was like,
kindergarten.
I'm gay, and even there are other things I don't understand, and I know how it feels to not be understood. So let me, shut my ass up and listen to what somebody's saying. So I think that's, my queerness has definitely helped with like listening to what someone is saying. Hey everyone, thank you so much for checking out our podcast, Relatable Content. Now, we have so much fun creating these podcast episodes and getting them out to you. But we want to hear directly from you. Do you have any stories to tell? Do you want any advice from us? Make sure that you email us at myrelatablepod@gmail.com. Remember, all of these messages can remain anonymous. And if you're really bold, you can click the link below and leave us a voice message on Anchor.
We can't wait to hear from you, so make sure you leave us a message.
What's your situation?
I wanna know that. I really want to know that.
What's your situation?
And we're back. We're here to read the relatable situations that y'all just sent in. We have 2 of them today. And we're first going to start with the music-related one. You already know that we're we're those girls. Let me stop.
Absolutely. The top tier music dolls of the century.
The music dolls. I like that. Okay. So the subject of it is I need music advice. So they say, I have been messing around with GarageBand's instruments and sounds, although I am not a tech-savvy person. I try with the most of my effort to self-teach with what I can find on the internet, but it seems that nothing can come together in my head unless I have lyrics. It's easy for a melody to come to mind, but lyrics is something I am definitely struggling with when making a song. What's your beauty's process in lyrics, regardless if it's a verse or a whole song? How do you guys craft with your pens? Thank you for hearing me out and have a gorgeous night/day today. Well, thank you. She called us beauties.
Wow.
Yeah.
We love when they don't miss the mark. Well, I would say first off, in terms of GarageBand and being tech savvy, it's definitely can be complicated learning programs. I think that it's one of those things where it literally is the act of doing. It starts to become muscle memory when you are just clicking around. I feel like the more you just literally try to make beats, the better I feel like you get in terms of GarageBand and if you're doing that. And in terms of crafting lyrics, I think that when you take the time to not put so much pressure on yourself and just take the time to let it flow. So if, for example, if you're in, a lot of times when I'm in the car, I will kind of get a melody going and I'm like, oh, let me record this as a voice memo. That way I've already alleviated some of the work. And then I can come back and hear that and then say, oh, okay, well, let me just match the words to it. Sometimes you hear a metaphor, something pops in your head, just jot it down in your notes. And all those things start to become a collective, and then you just have bits and pieces of it. Becomes it's like a whole puzzle piece. The freedom of writing and creating is that you can do it in whatever order you please. Just follow your brain's flow so that you don't get caught up thinking, oh, I gotta write a hook first, or this beat starts with the first verse, so let me immediately do the verse. I will write the last line of the verse before I even get to the goddamn title of the song. I don't even know what I'm writing about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just let it flow.
Yeah, I feel the same way with that, especially because I think there's 2 issues that you brought up. Like you said, the just learning the program, learning what to do, learning what things do, the instruments and the sounds and shit, and then the lyrics. So for me, I was learning FL Studio, and if you sat me down in front of Fruity Loops, the program 4 years ago, I would not know I really would not know what the hell I'm doing. What the fuck I'm doing. But now I just released the EP and I recorded all the vocals and did all that shit myself.
You just did what?
I recorded all the vocals myself. Period. Recorded all the vocals myself. Mixed the shit myself. You know what I mean? Period. I love the bombs going on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I understand that fear though, because before this EP, even the last project, before just in general, getting the courage to do this EP was oh my gosh, can I do it? Yeah, I've been watching and learning when it comes to Fruity Loops because of y'all, you know what I mean? So I'm okay, I want to try to do it myself for a full, I don't know if I'll do it again, but I'll try and do it myself for this project. And I did. But I promise you I would not have been able to do it if I did not just work through the frustration of not knowing what the fuck I'm doing in the very beginning of exposing myself to Fruity Loops. But you just got to keep going until it doesn't annoy you as much anymore. But it's a computer program, so I feel like it always is. But
right. If you know nothing about driving a car and you get into it for the first time and you don't know where the key go, it's only so many holes you can put it in before that motherfucker crank.
Okay,
and then if you press that gas, you might run into a fucking wall, literally and metaphorically. And bitch, you'll learn how to back up, reverse break, whatever it may be.
Yes.
So
I like that analogy. And also the lyrics part for me works when, like I know for Disassociated, the EP, I was just writing. I couldn't stop writing. It was just coming to me. So once the shit started coming to me, I just drop everything and just write the shit down. know?
Period.
But like, yeah, I think that sometimes if you haven't written a lot of songs in general before, you can kind of come to this, I want to say, estimation that you're supposed to write a song completely in order. Like you're supposed to write, I got to write verse 1 first. Then I got to write the hook. Then I got to write, but sometimes it doesn't work like that. There are many times where I hear a hook. So I hear the hook and I'm like, okay, write that. The hook is done. And I'm just like, oh, that's good. Because sometimes the hook be the hardest part. Because if the shit ain't catchy, the shit ain't catchy.
And then even and when you get that hook, the verses might
not. Yeah, exactly. So it's
for
like
days, for weeks. They might not come.
Yes. So it is just it's like any other creative process. Just trust your instinct, child, and just go for it and practice. That's it. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that.
That's good advice. That's good advice.
I like that. Well, let us know how that goes. If you start working on some stuff, please, let us know how you feeling. You can always send us stuff too if you're comfortable with sharing. We'd love to check it out.
Yeah. All right. So you want me to get a second one? You got it. You want me to get it?
You got it. You got it.
All right. So our second one, advice needed. Thank y'all in advance. Love the podcast. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I'm a hardworking teacher at a high school overseas. I've been in education for 20 plus years and never felt like I needed anyone's approval. But lately, I've been feeling that I'm unappreciated and overlooked. And it feels like it's on purpose. My principal is an it's about me kind of black woman. Jeez. But we are only 2 of less than 2% of the staff. I'm also a black woman, so this isn't new territory, but I'm fed the fuck up. How do I rise above it and stay motivated to continue to be great, even when my efforts go unnoticed by admin, staff, and the majority of students? This is such a tricky question. Yeah. It's very tough situation. So I'm just gonna go first, just because.
Yeah.
So my one of my family members is a teacher, and they have similar experiences. And for her specifically, I'm telling her to get out of it. So I don't want to say that like you need to leave. You talking about 20 plus years you've been in education, so that may not be a feasible. You know what I mean? It may not be, but maybe you could switch schools. Maybe you could, you know what I mean? Not get out of education completely, but maybe find another environment that's more conducive to your growth, or gives you the resources that you need. It's easier to do your job, maybe in a different school. I don't know. But I think that in general, there's this underappreciation for a lot of teachers and not a lot of support, especially when you're talking about like government and stuff. So I can completely get the frustration. I just hope that you will be able to find yourself around different kinds of people if you still if you're still disinvested in education. You know what I mean? I hope I'm making sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, because like you said, if it's that school and y'all being like part of that 2%, if that's getting to you realizing that the principal is just like not it, maybe it's just the school. Also, in 2022, if you really love education, which I want to go ahead and applaud to you, anyone who is in education, because it takes a lot of patience to teach somebody. Especially like whether if it's the students who are just don't care, or if it's the staff not appreciating, or just whatever. That just takes a lot of patience. So shout out to anybody in that field. But nowadays, you could teach virtually. Maybe you could do private classes. I'm not really sure how that works, but you know what I'm saying? Because of the internet, and I feel like when you get into something for so long and then you find comfort in the thing that works, that puts food on the table, sometimes it could be scary to try new things.
Yes.
But if you still have that background and you know that you have the ability to, maybe go to another school, you could try different things, whether it just be private tutoring only or switching schools. Like, I guess I'm just trying to say options are there,
Yeah, that's a good
if you
point.
still like education.
Because I remember I was telling you about how I used to tutor, like in when I was in college, and I also was a TA in grad school. Like, and the environments were so different. Like, because when I was tutoring, it would be an hour per person. I would just have one person. We talk for an hour, half an hour to an hour. What they need help with specifically, bam, bam, bam. If it's an essay, we go through it together. And that was easy. It was a completely different kind of feel when I'm the teacher. You know me, teacher assistant, but I had my own classroom and I'm standing in front of not undergrad students. Like, it's a whole completely different feel.
Vibe.
So I think there's just so many, like you said, there's so many different areas you could do it virtually, tutoring, whatever, that hopefully you can, the love that you have for education will still be there, but it won't be as difficult. It won't be as tedious, because dealing with that shit is a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I would say to relieve your stress when you get home, make you a glass of wine, cut on Hulu, and watch Abbott Elementary so you can see things, if you're not already, that relate to you, that piss you off. Quinta is putting in some work at that school and trying her hardest, and people are just like, I don't know. I just think that would be something that will give you some joy.
Yeah,
I don't teach and it gives me joy. But
some relief to see like someone else going through the same kinds of stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, with a comedic spin to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, shout out to you. Hopefully we helped.
Yeah, overseas too. She said in high school overseas. Like, wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about traveling for school?
Like out of the
if
country?
you could go back, would you like go to like a different, or did you really like where you went?
I liked where I went. I knew immediately when FSU came to my high school, I was like, yeah, I'm going there. It was interesting because like my family wanted me to go to like this super, super religious university. And I was like, yeah, I'm definitely hiding the applications and lying to them and said that I applied if they were gonna make me do that shit, bitch. So
Child.
No,
oh
but
gosh.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave the country. I knew I didn't want to leave the country. Like, but I definitely wanted to leave the state, and I almost did. It was right on the border.
Period. Pun intended.
Yes.
So for me, I did college online for a short period of time. This was it was Full Sail University. I went for like music production, and it was it was like a bachelor in science. And I had the opportunity to go there, but like I was terrified. And I also think just being like country as hell and just like growing up here in Georgia and just where I was, it's like I like the comfortability of like the things that I'm familiar with, and I would just rather like do it on a little laptop. Definitely gave very much college dropout, but yeah, education is one of those things where it's like, if it's for you, it's for you. I feel like because at the end of the day, we need somebody to do surgeries. Like, we need doctors, we need these people,
and it's really
that
great.
Does take a lot of education.
Yeah, because
and a lot of dedication.
People to do surgeries and shit. I was like, that's good because it ain't gonna be me. It's definitely not gonna be me.
And
we need
I
somebody
love
to be
how
engineers.
people like that.
Exactly. So we need y'all, but I can't do it.
We need y'all. Yeah, it's very important stuff. But I think on the creative sense, or like, and sometimes in art and creativity, a lot of that stuff, maybe like programs can be teach. Even piggybacking off the last question with like GarageBand, you could teach the fundamentals of the program, but it's truly going to be about like what comes from your brain. Because once you realize how to click the buttons, you like, oh, let me just figure out where to put it. I nigger rig everything I do. I don't know how to. If I have if I'm editing a video and I don't know how to zoom in or out, I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna Google it. If I did it and it looked good enough,
then that's it.
I did it. I'll learn more later. Just kind of freestyling, and I think that's part of the creativity. Like, even if you look at these meme videos, there are meme style videos that kids are just doing what they know how to do and just kind of like expanding from there. You know how people be like overdriving the voice, like when it's like,
yes.
And then it's like they'll zoom in and it's like shaky. Like, I'm sure that's just buttons that they clicked, and now it's like a thing because someone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I think that's like the beauty of doing things creatively and trusting yourself. And even if you don't know how to do things to, professional industry standard, like it's still fun and it's creative and it will speak to people. It will speak to the people that need to hear what you're saying, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Do you think that we should spill the tea on our journey throughout this episode?
Yes, I think we should. I think we definitely should. I think we should.
Y'all, yesterday the first half of this episode we told y'all we were in the same room because we were. Our computer crashed on us, like we said. And why did it crash? I swear to God, kid you not, like 3 more times. After 30 minutes of film, we have filmed this episode so many times.
Yeah, we have. And then, like you said, we have filmed in the same room. It crashed again. And then now it's a day later, and we're finishing the episode. Yes, but it's just it's technology. It's technology. That shit happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I just remember after the first time you lose your essay one good time in school, after that shit crash or something.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, girl, I'm pressing save every 2 seconds.
Fuck that shit. I mean, that shit will send you into a fucking frenzy. What's going to be hilarious is hearing how we were speaking.
I can't wait.
Because even the first half of it was so funny is that was the retake, so we was over it. We had to repeat everything, so we was starting off nice, and we were like, the first time we did it, we were very put together, and I don't know how we sounded this time, but I just know that it was like, okay, girl, fuck Tyler Perry. I'm like, fuck him. What if somebody take that audio bit and be like, ooh, Ocean said,
oh, child,
do it.
Mean, go ahead. Just make sure you put a link underneath this hole.
Yeah, please.
If you go spread it, put a link underneath it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy we made it. We definitely
made it. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long journey.
One shout out I have to give. Shout out to Miss Grinder.
Oh, yeah.
Because guess what? Shout out to Grinder this week for reaching out to me to host their New Music Friday playlist on Spotify. There was no criteria. They let me pick the music, so I added a bunch of niggers.
As you should.
That I love, and just songs that I love by artists and people that I know is filled with Black queer creatives. Of course, Adrian Expression. Of course, myself. So please, if you have Spotify, just type in Grindr. You'll see their New Music Friday playlist. It's Friday, as in Gay. And yeah, just get into that playlist while it's still up there. It'll be up there till Friday, so let's run it up. If you have Instagram, please just go give it a like and stuff. Boost the dolls, boost the girls.
That was cool. That was so cool. Like, you said no criteria. They were just like, just give us some hot new shit.
I said, okay, black, 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 black,
black, black.
It just feels appropriate. Growing up in Atlanta, I am a Jacked girl. I used to use Jacked. I'd never used Grindr. I've never really met Trade on Grindr, maybe once. It was just at the time, it was just the market that I knew about. It was Jacked. And then just over the years when I started, I just, as I got older, because when I'm saying this was like 2013. So just over the years, I was like, oh, everyone is using Grindr, and it is like friendly to everybody. And because I just didn't know about it at first. I just knew about Jacked. And then I was like, oh, okay, period. And then I'm like, yeah, let's make sure. If you call the girls, we gonna bring the girls. Okay?
Exactly.
You call the niggas, we gonna bring the niggas. Yeah.
I remember BGC Live. I remember all that shit. The Grindr.
Oh my God, I never did BGC Live.
Child, I should have never. When I tell you, I should have never. I was way too young to be on that shit. I should have never been on that shit.
We should do hotels.
I don't know hotel. Yeah, hotels
of like BGC and Grindr and Jack. And
now that
crazy experiences we've heard.
Crazy experiences we had.
That would be so fun.
That would be. And then just tell people to send it in. Send some of their experiences in. That shit would be cool.
Yeah. Oh my God. We need to read y'all stories on your crazy hookup stories.
Yes.
I really need to know about that.
Yeah. I would like to know that. I would really like to know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like how many reminders do y'all need? Make sure that you go to myrelatable.pod@gmail.com. All right.
Yeah.
And send the shit in. Okay. For relatable situations.
Please do. We would love that. Since we had so many crazy things happen, I think we should take them out with a little freestyle.
Okay. You go. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
Let me think. What? Give me a word.
Identity.
Ooh, of the day. Period. Here's the thing. There's one thing you must know about your identity. It's yours. You're you. You are an entity.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Bitches hate. Bitches talk. But guess what? It's your shoes that you must walk and you must talk. So get lit and drink booze. Wow, that gave very much Dr. Seuss. I hated that.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Yeah.
And did.
Yeah.
And did.
I feel like identity was already used, right? So we need I feel I'm gonna pick an easy one or something. Wait, you giving me a word or I'm picking a word?
Let me I'm gonna give you one. Let's do school.
Oh, okay. I gotta get into it. You bitches better let your kids be themselves at school. It don't matter if you think that shit is whack or if it's cool.
Yeah.
All my bitches gonna bring the realness out you hoes. Better listen to what they say, cause what the motherfuckers say goes. Period.
What you said you
Wrong button. Wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And on that note, thank y'all so much for listening to Relatable Content.
Relatable content. I sounded like Issa Rae.
Yeah, me too. It gave very much Dr. Seuss and Issa Rae. We'll see y'all next week.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.